Welcome to Friday, June 26th. Desperate search underway. Rescue workers in Venezuela working to find survivors after devastating back-to-back earthquakes.
We can't rectify the sustainability with rate alone.
What's draining SGI reserves and causing concern at the Crown?
I don't think that it's a cash grab. It's for safety reasons.
SGI says some photo speed enforcement cameras in the province may be temporarily inactive. We'll tell you why. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Good morning and happy Friday.
More than a few people, including Janelle, heard that headline and went, yes. There's nothing worse than getting a photo radar ticket in the mail.
Nothing worse. Absolutely nothing worse. It's happened to me a couple times. Obviously drive safe, but it's kind of inconvenient.
on main thoroughfares, she's not speeding in school zones. We'll clarify. 6:01, yes. Let's get to news. We begin with rescuers in and around Caracas working to frantically find survivors after two powerful earthquakes struck near the Venezuelan capital Wednesday. At least 235 people are dead and at least 4,300 people injured. There are fears those numbers could rise. The first earthquake was a 7.2. It struck around 6 p.m. local time Wednesday. That was followed by a 7.5 magnitude 39 seconds later. Both happened close to the Earth's surface, making the destruction even more severe. The Venezuelan president has declared a state of emergency and appointed a general to oversee the response.
We're working with our partners directly. And we will scale things as appropriate to move forward.
Canada is providing $5 million in humanitarian assistance to support relief efforts in Venezuela. Global Affairs also says it's not aware of any Canadian citizens affected by the earthquakes, but adds there's currently 740 Canadians registered as being in Venezuela. Canada does not have an embassy in the country, which could make it more challenging to assist Canadians. Rising repair costs, catastrophic weather, and wildfires are leading to an increase in insurance claims, and now SGI says it's draining reserves and causing concern. SGI says claims totaled $1.2 billion last year. SGI Canada, which is separate from the auto insurance, says last year was the highest wildfire claims amount on record. Wildfire and storm claims increased $88 million compared to the year before. And on the auto side, the cost to repair a vehicle continues to outpace insurance costs. The auto fund, which operates on a break-even basis, has lost nearly $300 million since the start of last year. Despite raising rates and deductibles, the province says this trend cannot continue.
We can't rectify the sustainability with rate alone. So I guess in a nutshell, it's very robust. It's not just about putting all the rate on the customer. It's about looking internally to reduce expenses and find alternate ways to find revenue.
SGI says working with body shops to reuse parts, new software to streamline operations and reduce fraud claims are all on the table to reverse the trend. SGI says some photo speed enforcement cameras in the province may be temporarily inactive. SGI says some equipment will be temporarily out of service at various locations as it switches vendors for its photo speed enforcement program. The previous vendor, Vera Mobility Systems, had provided, installed and maintained the cameras and processed photo enforcement tickets since 2020. Until the cameras are back online, Saskatoon police say traffic officers will patrol some of those areas when they can. Regina police as well. Here's some of what you had to say about the move.
I live right by here, so I drive this way, and knowing that they're inactive is like, oh, thank God.
I do agree with them in school zones. The highways, maybe not as much. I mean, you're doing a little bit over and you're paying how much?
The cameras are very beneficial. I don't think that it's a cash grab. It's for safety reasons.
SGI says the program normally uses 9 cameras. Some rotate between locations on Circle Drive and Regina's Ring Road, while others are used in some school zones and a couple of locations on Saskatchewan highways as well. A semi-driver who hit a Saskatoon overpass earlier this year has been fined. Jeremy, we've talked a lot about hitting overpasses. Take us back to this one.
All right, Daryl, if you remember, it was back in March, on the 5th to be exact, a semi-trailer hauling an excavator traveling on Highway 11 at the south end of Saskatoon struck the Cloverleaf overpass at Highway 16. The impact sheared off the top of the excavator, caused significant damage to the overpass structure. In bylaw court this week, the driver of the semi pleaded guilty to damaging the infrastructure and was fined just over $11,000. The truck's owner, Regina-based Bowline Logistics, also facing a traffic bylaw charge. The company is expected to enter a plea on July 8th. Well, as Saskatoon moves closer to a new transit bylaw designed to crack down on disruptive behavior and fare evasion, there are questions about enforcement. CTV's Laura Woodward with that story.
It is insanity.
Mary Fadoon regularly takes Saskatoon Transit. She says disruptive behavior, intoxicated passengers, and fare evasion have become all too common.
And it's embarrassing, as a city resident, to see and hear what people have to put up with, because there's nothing stopping them.
Saskatoon is working on creating a new transit bylaw. It would require riders to pay their fare and allow officers to remove people from transit property, issue temporary bans, and hand out $50 tickets for offenses such as distracting a driver or putting shoes on seats. The bus riders of Saskatoon Advocacy Group questioned how the rules will actually be enforced.
We wonder how implementation challenges will be handled. For example, do you really expect to collect fines from the homeless?
Councillor Jasmine Parker questioned how fare inspectors would handle glitches with mobile tickets, citing her own experiences with transfers failing to register properly.
Obviously, there's going to be discretion based in the system here to make sure that instances where people inadvertently can't have the ability to pay the fare and things like that aren't met with removal from service.
Molenbeek says Saskatoon Transit is working to provide receipts to passengers who use cash so they can prove they paid their fare.
We put money in the fare box. There's no receipt print. We're actively working on that.
In an effort to educate riders, Saskatoon plans to use this campaign from the Canadian Urban Transit Association. The ads encourage passengers to pay their fares, keep buses clean, and follow transit etiquette. If approved, the new transit bylaw is expected to come into effect in September. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Daryl, agribition's facing some challenges at Real District.
Yeah, the Saskatchewan Stock Growers Association is sounding the alarm about further impacts to CWA in the wake of a portion of the district's sale to Brent.
There's vacancies. We can find office space. Bigger picture, though, this is a challenge for agriculture in Regina. We lose our office, but agribition loses footprint and facilities. And that's a bigger concern for us, and it's a bigger concern for the ag industry.
July 19th, the stock growers' eviction notice says they are being ousted for required other uses and construction activities planned for the site. Jeff Yorga, who you just heard from there, believes any significant footprint changes will heavily alter agribition, an event which draws thousands from around the world and a large economic driver for Regina's economy.
We don't want to lose agribition. That's why it was a very, very clear point and clear term made in the initial non-binding term sheet. So incredibly important to the city, important to the province, and obviously we're working through this deal, which is an exciting deal, but there's lots of work to do.
For the second time this week, Brent declined an interview request from CTV News regarding possible changes at the site and their impacts to agribition. In a statement, the new owners did say the future plans will be coordinated thoughtfully to minimize disruption and support agribition moving forward. The first phase of the takeover happens July 1st. There are major renovations coming to Mosaic Stadium. Regina Council approved $8.2 million to replace the video scoreboards and turf at the stadium in preparation for hosting the 2027 Grey Cup. The field dimensions do change in 2027, you'll remember, down to a 100-yard field. There are concerns about the impact to other user groups who use that stadium, including the Rams, Thunder, and soccer groups.
We have the right stakeholder engagement planned. We're going to have a consultant working on the turf that we need. We know what we need for turf. Really, the question is around how we do the lines to ensure that we can accommodate both the new CFL rules and the community groups that also use the facilities.
Council also unanimously approved renewing the city's lease for 25.5 more years with the Regina Red Sox Baseball Club at Currie Field. People in Leaf Rapids, Manitoba say they're living in a state of crisis for several reasons: crime, a boil water advisory, and a lack of resources.
We have absolutely nobody advocating for us.
About 250 people live there. They've written to the province and federal government pleading for immediate help in recent weeks. They've dealt with a rise in theft, multiple firearms incidents, and an investigation into a suspicious death of a 21-year-old man. The health center is only open during select times, and the grocery store has limited food and may have to shut down. They've also been without a town council since 2019, when the province dissolved the mayor and council and assumed administrative control. It's game day in Riderville, and the team will be without their star running back. AJ Ouellette is out. Deshaun Mims, a former Regina Ram and son of a CFL receiver, played his first 2 games of the season, so he is available. Former U of S Husky Daniel Wiebe will make his regular season debut in a backup role as well. Here's what the quarterback had to say about the rookies drawing in.
He's explosive. He can really run. He's paying attention to every word in meetings. When you tell him to do something, he does it. And I think that he's the kind of guy that could come out and make some big catches tomorrow and maybe get in the end zone. You don't know, especially with the way we kind of do progressions and the way that we kind of formulate the game plans. He's a guy that could really take off tomorrow. You just never know. And so I'm excited for Deshaun.
Watch him play a lot of Rams football. He is good. Game time is 7 o'clock, Mosaic Stadium. So the question is, what do you wear to the stadium? For that, we turn things over to Janelle Lippi.
That's right. You got to wear your best green jersey. It's a big day and some beautiful weather ahead of us as well. Let's take a look at our morning view, brought to you by Stars Lottery. Your ticket funds life-saving care across Saskatchewan. Currently sitting at about 14 degrees here in Regina. Starting things off a little bit cloudier, but we will start to see that clearing up as the day goes on. A little bit of a breeze moving through as well at about 19 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon, looking nice, bright and sunny with 15 degrees and 24 kilometer per hour winds moving through. Here's what we can expect for today and into the weekend as well. Today we will be mainly in the clear, a little bit of a light shower moving through. This is about 3:30 this afternoon. However, tomorrow is when we will see the extent of this rain that we have been talking about all week. We'll get more into that coming up, but first let's take a look at our game day forecast. Kickoff at 7 o'clock here tonight at Mosaic Stadium, 23 degrees. Seeing that sun out. Halftime bringing us to about 22, and end of game 21. Beautiful night for a game. Current temperatures now throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows sitting at 15 degrees. Spiritwood 13 along with Nipawin. South End sitting at about 9 degrees. The Battlefords, Kindersley, Swift Current all at 13. East End sitting at 12. Estevan 13. Yorkton 14. Now for some highs, seeing mainly sunny skies, a little bit of rain, and that's what we will be seeing this afternoon. Again, those light showers. The Battlefords at 25 along with Prince Albert. Yorkton sitting at 24 along with Estevan. Regina hitting that high of 25 alongside Moose Jaw, and Swift Current 24. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, 25 for our high today, reaching that low of 17 tonight. Tomorrow and Sunday, seeing that rain coming our way with that risk of thunderstorms, which carries through into Monday as well. Saturday bringing us to 24 our high, Sunday 22, and Monday 21. Over to Saskatoon, 26 today for the high, 16 tonight as that low, seeing those mainly sunny skies. And of course, rain tomorrow and Sunday, bringing us to 21 Saturday for our high, Sunday 19. And those risks of thunderstorms carrying into Monday as well. 20 degrees for the high on Monday with 14 as the low, and Tuesday, more rain with 20 as that high. And we'll start to see that rain hitting a little bit into the afternoon and early evening Tuesday.
Fiber is the part of plant foods that your body can't fully digest. It helps keep your gut healthy by moving waste through your body faster. According to Moffitt Cancer Center, fiber feeds good gut bacteria, supports digestion, and may help prevent diseases like colorectal, stomach, and breast cancer. Most adults should aim for at least 25 grams of fiber a day, but many people don't get enough. But adding fiber to your diet doesn't have to be complicated. Start simple. Try oatmeal for breakfast. Add beans or lentils to soups or salads. Grab a handful of almonds for a quick snack. Swap out white bread or pasta for whole grain versions to boost fiber without really changing your routine. Even sprinkling chia or flax seeds into your yogurt or a smoothie can boost your fiber intake, because a little more fiber today can go a long way for your health. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jacqueline Lee.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
In case you missed it, we now know the first team ready to compete in the Amazing Race Canada.
If I'm up for the Battle of Amazing Race Canada, absolutely. I'm Maestro Fresh West. I live in St. John, New Brunswick. I'm Dwayne D.O. Gibson. I live in Woodbridge, Ontario. And together, we are Canada's finest. Oh, yeah. Dwayne D.O. Gibson.
I love this.
So Maestro Fresh West and his longtime friend Dwayne D.O. Gibson are ready to race. The award-winning hip-hop artists will compete against 9 other teams, Season 12 of the Amazing Race Canada. And this begins July 7th atop Whistler Mountain in British Columbia.
We got John Montgomery coming on the show early next week to tee this all up for us. Very, very exciting. And then we'll have all the eliminated teams on the show as well. And of course, you can see it on CTV and Crave. This is fun, Jeremy. This is a fun show.
Yeah, it is. And it's always cool. They always have at least one celebrity team. We now know. We'll see how the rest of Canada can do against those two. It's going to be good.
And maybe summer plans do involve some travel. School is out for the summer, baby. So we want to know what you're up to.
That's right. Our question of the day today is, what are your summer plans? You can text us at 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code. Jeremy, I did hear from you via email earlier this morning.
It was very on brand.
Absolutely, it was. What are your summer plans?
Saskatchewan summers rule. So we don't really go anywhere other than maybe the lake occasionally for a little bit. But mostly it's backyard lounging. That's basically all I really have on my agenda for the next 2 months.
Perfect.
That'll do.
Yeah.
We got everybody else across the province, like schools out. What do I do with my kids for 2 months? Oh my God. Scan the QR code. We'll put it back on the screen for you. Send us those summer vacation plans, whatever you're going to do, and we'll be back after this.
Stock futures were down Friday as a tech sell-off deepens, with chip makers leading the declines. Both the Nasdaq 100 and S&P 500 futures were off. Recent volatility in stocks linked to artificial intelligence amounts to some profit-taking from investors rather than a fundamental break, UniCredit says. We view this as a temporary correction within a still intact long-term AI growth trend. Now, OpenAI is leaning toward holding off on an initial public offering until 2027. That's from the New York Times, citing 3 people involved in the deliberations. Bankers advising the ChatGPT maker on its IPO plans caution that recent volatility, as well as SpaceX shares being volatile too following its record IPO, could dampen enthusiasm from retail investors for OpenAI's offering, the newspaper reported. A Scandinavian home goods brand is landing in Canada, and if it picks up enough momentum, retail experts say competitors will have reason to worry. But the competition for Flying Tiger isn't IKEA, it's Dollarama and Giant Tiger. Many products like dish towels and fruit motifs and animal-shaped erasers, jewelry boxes resembling fancy sofas go for $10 or less. Canada will become the 45th market when the brand opened its first store in Toronto today. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA, School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 14 degrees. Lunchtime bringing us to 23 and about 25 degrees by final bell. Over in Saskatoon, 15 by the time you get onto the bus. 12 p.m. lunchtime, 23 and final bell, 25 degrees. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.64.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $1.46.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.62.9. The lowest you might find is $1.56.9. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $695.75 per ton. The futures price is $740 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $285.20 per ton, and red spring wheat is $277.29 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 70.40 cents US. After the break, why this group of techs are headed to Sweden.
6:29 on this beautiful Friday. Hopefully it's a payday for you. Let's get to our news for this part of the hour. The man accused of firing a shotgun at two RCMP officers in Melville made a court appearance yesterday. Marcus Dodge got into a fight with his neighbor on Sunday evening, which led to RCMP being called to the scene. Dodge then allegedly fired a shotgun at the Mounties, seriously injuring two of them. He was taken into custody early Monday morning and is accused of attempted murder and aggravated assault charges, among others. He appeared by video in Yorkton. His case has been moved to July 3rd. A missing man in Estevan has now been found dead. Estevan police say 28-year-old Jesse Cloutier's body was found in the Pleasantdale Valley north of King Street a week after he was last seen. Cloutier was the subject of a missing persons investigation. The next of kin have been notified, and police say the investigation is ongoing, pending forensic processing of the scene and completion of an autopsy. A house fire in the Park Ridge neighborhood in Saskatoon under investigation now. Firefighters received the call just before 1 o'clock in the morning. A house in the 400 block of Smith Crescent was on fire. They arrived to find smoke and flames coming from the roof of the home. Everyone inside able to get out safely. An investigation will now begin to determine cause and damage estimate. Paris is putting an alcohol ban in place to help people deal with sweltering temperatures. Starting today and into Sunday, there will be limits on buying alcohol and drinking in public. This coincides with today's France-Norway World Cup game. The ban is meant to ease pressure on hospitals during this heat wave. There have been at least 55 heat-related deaths in France, which saw record temperatures for June hit this week. This is a heat map showing expected temperatures across Europe. For the first time ever, the UK issued a red heat alert for 3 straight days. Germany, Italy, and Austria, along with Serbia, dealing with extreme heat right now. There have been a run on fans and air conditioners, as you can imagine, during this heat wave. Household ownership of air conditioning in Europe remains low at about only 20%. High water levels on the North Saskatchewan River have caused a temporary closure at Little Red River Park. The Highway 55 entrance to the Cosmo Lodge and Naughty Pine Bistro will be closed during this time. The WSA says significant rainfall in Alberta the last week means above normal runoff, and moving downstream will cause the North Saskatchewan to rise by nearly 2 meters at North Battleford on Friday and Prince Albert on Saturday. So today and tomorrow, the flows could remain high for an extended period. Given rain in the forecast, people being advised to be careful and stay away from waterways. The UN's International Maritime Organization has paused the planned evacuation of more than 11,000 sailors stranded in the Strait of Hormuz after a cargo ship was attacked.
As they should be moving, then that's what we're going to judge and that's what we're going to react to.
Just yesterday, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says if Iran interferes with shipping traffic, it would be a clear violation of the deal signed with the U.S. last week. The attack comes after the IRGC warned that attempts to close the strait along the route designated by the UN would be unacceptable and completely dangerous. They say vessels should coordinate with Iran. American officials say Iran had fired on the Singapore-flagged ship, though it did continue through the strait despite the attack. The IMO says the vessel didn't use the evacuation framework. King Charles III has become the first monarch to let us know how much he paid in taxes. For the 24-25 year, the King's bill totaled just under £13 million, making him among the top 100 taxpayers in the UK. The King has also revealed that after 10 years of renovations, he will not be living in Buckingham Palace. The monarchy is hoping to increase public access to the historic building, which has gone through nearly $700 million of renovations over the last decade. Royal officials said the King and Queen will continue to work out of the palace, keeping it a ceremonial and operational center for the monarch. Opinions are divided on 24 Sussex Drive here in Canada ahead of the announcement about today's future.
Keep the historic house, 24 Sussex, because it was a place where many important things happened.
Perhaps it's better to take it down and rebuild.
We'll learn more about the plans for the residents when Prime Minister Mark Carney holds a news conference later today. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau chose to live at Rideau Cottage when he came into office in 2015. That's also where Prime Minister Carney and his family live right now. Problems with 24 Sussex include rodents, old heating and electrical systems, and asbestos. The NCC says it would cost $36.6 million to restore. RBC has been fined $4.25 million for a violation of the Bank Act. The Financial Consumer Agency of Canada says RBC violated a consumer provision by failing to transfer credits from deactivated credit card accounts to customers' new accounts. The agency says as a result, some customers received inaccurate monthly credit card statements and some were given additional charges. Between 2001 and 2024, more than 227,000 accounts were impacted. Just 6 months after it came into effect, Australia will review its teen social media ban.
What we want to do is to make sure that the laws are as strong as possible and that they will withstand any legal challenges which are made.
A new study found the ban, which is meant to keep kids off social media under the age of 16, didn't work as well as they hoped. 85% of Australians aged 12 to 15 still online. Surprise, surprise. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the government will stress test the law to try to crack down on teen social media use. The E-Safety Commissioner says they are preparing legal action against platforms such as Meta and fines up to 14 million Australian dollars. That's about 47 million Canadian if they fail to uphold the ban. It's construction season and the Saskatchewan Ministry of Highways is reminding you, the driver, to check the highway hotline before you head out on that road trip. Highway hotline, while best known for its winter road condition updates, also has info on construction zones, closures and traffic delays. The construction activity is ramping up and drivers can expect to see plenty of construction zones, lane restrictions, flaggers and pilot vehicles in those work zones. Drivers also reminded to slow down, stay alert and follow signage to keep fellow vehicles and workers safe. Seeding is all but complete in Saskatchewan and some farms are dealing with saturated fields from those rainfalls. Most producers have now moved into haying, spraying and monitoring for pests and disease. The majority of crops are making normal progress, but the Ministry of Agriculture said a notable portion of crops are lagging behind due to cooler, cloudy conditions. Oilseeds are the most impacted, with 45% of the crop behind normal development stage. Producers are now looking for better weather to support growth. A Regina team is heading to Sweden to compete against the world's top truck technicians after earning a spot in the Global Championship. The team, known as Adaptive Crews, secured their place in the Volvo International Service Training Award after a strong semi-final. The competition pushes techs to diagnose complex mechanical issues under intense time pressure. Now they were preparing to represent Canada on the world stage.
Very proud of these guys. They work very hard for us. This is a national competition, so to be there representing North America with only 3 other teams is very big.
The Vista World Championships happen September 7th. The first round of the NHL entry draft goes tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously, Toronto has such a big fan base and passionate fan base, so if I do get drafted there, I'd be pumped.
That's presumed number 1 overall pick Gavin McKenna. The Toronto Maple Leafs hold the top selection, as you know. McKenna had 38 points in 24 conference games at Penn State last season, dominant for the Medicine Hat Tigers before that. Draft coverage begins at 5 p.m. We will have our eye on that, but also the Rider game tonight. And if you're in the sunny section, are you wearing some extra sunscreen tonight? Or are you okay?
Yeah, you might want to layer up on a little bit of sunscreen. We are going to be seeing that sun coming out later this afternoon and into the evening. Those temperatures are going to be beautiful. Let's take a look at these current temperatures, however, sitting at about 14 degrees here in Regina. A little bit of a cloudy start to our Friday, but again, that will lighten up. That wind at 19 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon, 15 degrees currently, looking very bright, and 24 kilometer per hour winds. Now for our futurecast, we have been talking a little bit all week about this rain that we have been seeing on and off. We will be seeing it again here today. This is about 4 o'clock this afternoon when we can expect those scattered showers to very briefly move through the province. And tomorrow, that is when we are expecting to still see that larger amount of rain. Here's a look at those total rainfall amounts. So about 9:30 tomorrow morning, the Battlefords will be sitting at 3 millimeters, Swift Current at 4, and that will gradually increase as the day continues. 3 p.m. tomorrow, Battlefords up to 8, Saskatoon and Moose Jaw both at 3, and Swift Current at 9. For some current temperatures now throughout the province, Buffalo Narrows is at 15 degrees, Stony Rapids and Spiritwood at 13, along with Nipawin, South End at 9, Kindersley and Swift Current both 13, East End at 12, Yorkton sitting at 14, and Wynyard 13 degrees. Now for some highs here today, still seeing a little bit of that rain moving through the province, but mainly sunny skies. Battleford's reaching their high of 25 along with Prince Albert, Swift Current 24, along with Weyburn, Yorkton 24 as well, and seeing that risk of thunderstorms as that rain comes today. For a 7-day forecast here in Regina, 25 degrees today for our high, 17 tonight for the low. Seeing that sun out, especially as the day continues. Tomorrow and Sunday, however, even into Monday, we will see that risk of thunderstorms. Saturday bringing us to 20, Sunday 22, Monday at 21, and if you've got some Canada Day plans, Wednesday is bringing us to about 24 degrees. Over to Saskatoon, 26 today for the high, 16 tonight as that low. Seeing those thunderstorms rolling through as per usual. We have seen this very consistently here this week. Saturday bringing us to 21, Sunday 19, Monday 20 degrees, and Wednesday, Canada Day, 23 degrees for the high and 14 Wednesday night for the low.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday forward. We go to the LPGA opening round of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, and check out the shot by Amanda Doherty. Her tee shot from 17 doesn't get any better than that. A hole-in-one, a perfect shot for the ace. She would finish the day at even par. More importantly, she earns your must-see moment from Thursday. And today we've got more from the FIFA World Cup. Norway takes on France, as well as Senegal taking on Iraq. It all starts at 2:45 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
The Do More Agriculture Foundation has been doing great work as a charity championing mental health in agriculture in our country, and now they are looking to the future. I am joined now by Board Chair Emma Cross. Emma, good morning.
Good morning, Jeremy. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. Emma, you are new as board chair. That title to you is new, but remind us what it is that Do More Agriculture is all about. What is the mission here?
Absolutely. So Do More Agriculture is a national charity focused on elevating the presence, awareness of mental health in agriculture across Canada. So our mission is to cultivate a culture of well-being in rural and farming communities across the country. And what that means is a community where folks feel empowered to reach out when they need support, to reach out to others and provide support, and really to maintain their well-being mentally and physically on a proactive basis.
It's so important, as we have learned over the last number of years, such a worthwhile cause. And the work being done by the foundation has had impact, but it seems like you're just getting started, right? Tell us about some of the things you've got coming up this summer.
Absolutely. So, of course, there's always work to be done. These are conversations that are never finished. They're ongoing. Mental health is not something that's sort of one and done. It's something that takes practice and constant check-ins. So we've got some exciting events coming up throughout the year that we revisit on an annual basis. So we've got monthly ag culture workshops. These are sessions that train mental health professionals with a facilitator that's experienced in agriculture, and they really help elevate the agriculture literacy of those professionals so that they're better equipped to respond to farmers that are reaching out for help and understand the experiences that they're going through. As well, we've got our community fund workshops for this year being scheduled throughout the fall and later portion of the year when farmers tend to be less busy. So these are talk, ask, listen workshops that educate community members about how to respond to their own mental health as well as that of others and to better support each other within the communities.
Okay. Now, as we said, you're the new board chair. There are 3 new members on the board of directors as well, movers and shakers from the agriculture and mental health industries. How important is it to expand the reach of Do More Agriculture like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's important that we have representation of the board across the country so that we have an understanding of farms from across the country as well. Canada's a big country and farms are really different from coast to coast. And so having board members that understand the unique experiences of farmers within each of those regions, and also that are able to talk to community members within each of those regions so that we can really get into the grassroots level and really reach those community level supports that we talked about in those events, to make sure that we're reaching farmers across the country and making sure that everybody gets the resources that they need to support their mental health.
All right. Well, you can get a lot of those resources at domore.ag, as you see on your screen. Emma Cross, board chair of Do More Agriculture Foundation. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the work you do, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Exciting day in Saskatoon. Mike Siona at the grand opening of a new Best Buy location. Mike?
Well, it is about as exciting a day as it gets here in Saskatoon. We're at Confederation Mall at the brand new Best Buy store with Ashish guy who's running the operations here. Pretty exciting day. Tell us about the new store.
Good morning. So we are very excited to be in the west side of the city. We have a big box store on the 8th Street. So we want to serve our community on the west side and bring them near to technology. And that's why we are here with a new small format store.
Pretty cool. Now, it is a small format store, small but mighty, I think we're saying. You can still get all the same technology that we expect to see from Best Buy?
Yeah, so when you enter the store, you feel the store to be a little different than our regular stores. So it's a little smaller, but it has everything what a big box store carries. So it ranges between, so we have all kinds of cell phones, we have gaming, we have monitors, so we have small appliances. So we carry everything that we carries in a big box store.
Absolutely. I love that. I mean, we're looking at the screens here right now, the screens you wear on your wrist, the watches, the cell phones, behind us a wall of televisions, there's tablets. I mean, it truly does have everything here. Fits the smaller blueprint, fits this space here at Confederation Mall very nicely. How excited are you again to be here?
We are very excited. I've been with company from last 12 years and we always wanted to be on the west side because the city is expanding. So if you see, there is more areas coming in and customers have a more convenient way of shopping now. So
there you go. BestBuy.ca is another way you could shop. But come on down to Confederation Mall. Check them out. The grand opening is today.
It's June 26th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy 50th anniversary to Rodney and Rhea. Best wishes from Doug and Lynn. Happy early 13th birthday to Cade. Your family loves you and hopes you have the best year. Happy birthday to Lillian. Lots of love from Lori and Eric. Congratulations to Jaylyn on her graduation. Love your parents. Happy birthday to Brendan. Your mom loves you and hopes you have a great day. Congratulations to Josh on his graduation. Love Mom, Aunt Patty, and the rest of your family. Congratulations to all of the graduates at Kenora Composite. Your teachers are so proud of you.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
We've given away all the cash. What do you got left over there? Anything left in the bag of tricks?
I mean, we still have that trip to Montreal for our Lasso Music Festival. If you're listening to us for 10 minutes consecutively with the iHeartRadio app, you'll get entered for that. You have this week and next week still to enter. And then it is our last day, final day for off-key for VIP, so we can get you off to Country Thunder. Still have time to enter. Just hit us up with the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. Sing any of this year's Country Thunder acts, and we will get you in for those tickets. We'll make our final draw after 8 o'clock, and then someone who has won those tickets throughout the month also going to get that upgrade to platinum.
And right around the corner, I mean, Outskirts Music Festival is happening tonight, right? Jelly Roll is going to be on the stage up there in Saskatoon, and Country Thunder's right around the corner. We got all kinds of stuff still to come.
It's all coming here. We're finally into concert season, and now if we can get the weather to go along with it, that would be nice.
Blame her.
help yourself, can you?
Hell to the no, I can't.
Donkey returns to the big screen next year in Shrek 5, and it looks like we'll be seeing even more of him after that. A solo Donkey origin story's in the works and set to hit the big screen in 2028. Eddie Murphy will be back, of course, to lend his voice to the Shrek sidekick.
Everyone had this same experience, except I was the one that could stand on the soapbox and articulate what we were going through.
Jay-Z reunites with collaborator and legendary music producer Rick Rubin for a candid conversation in Jay-Z in 8. The 8-part documentary series debuts on HBO Max this fall and takes an in-depth look at the iconic rapper's life and music. Miranda Lambert is cooking with Crisco. That's the name of her upcoming album, which now has a release date, October 2nd. The country star's 12-track set is inspired by everything from honky-tonk to disco. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
As always, guests go first. So, Janelle, you're up.
Okay, basketball fans have a chance to take home a signature piece of this year's NBA Finals. A ball from Game 4 is on the auction block. That's the night OG
Anunoby.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Tipped in a last-second shot to seal the largest comeback in Finals history. Bidding goes live on June 30th, and it's a part of the larger amount of Knicks memorabilia.
Jeremy, both Mike and I have a birthday coming up on Monday. You got deep pockets. What do you say?
I'm not sure the timing works, right? To make the bid, get it all cleared, get it delivered on the weekend with Canada Day coming. I just don't see how we could possibly.
Excuses.
Excuses are like, how's the rest of that go?
Facts.
These two German fans have turned their World Cup journey into a road trip. It seems like everybody's doing this. We've heard a couple. The guy yesterday was wearing blue jeans. These guys are at least driving a car. 1991 Golf. VW, decked out in team's colors. They got an autograph book with signatures from 37 World Cup winners and 15 European champions. The next leg, they're going to from New Jersey to all the way over to Boston.
Wow.
Don't think they're going to be as...
So did they buy that car here? They didn't come from Germany with it, right?
I think they just bought a finely made German automobile once they landed.
Okay.
From 1991. That's it. Time out. We got your game day forecast coming up. It's Friday, June 26th. Heat leading to extreme measures in Europe. Paris will ban public drinking today during France's World Cup game.
We aim to deepen our understanding of how chronic diseases begin early in life, help prevent chronic conditions, and strengthen pediatric care in Saskatchewan and indeed across the country.
The Hospitals of Regina Foundation investing $4 million to support pediatric research.
He's explosive. He can really run.
And it's game day in Riderville. What they're saying ahead of tonight's matchup with Toronto. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thanks for being back with us.
Got the game day jersey on. Is it going to be sunny today?
It's going to be sunny.
According to the forecast from the Riders, it's going to be a prairie blizzard out there today.
Well, you know what? Some rain is on the way. That is one thing that we can talk about is you might want to get something to dry off your seat perhaps, but the sun's coming out a little bit later on by kickoff 7 o'clock tonight. You should be good. Sun
will come out tomorrow. 7:01. Let's get to news. We get into the latest on the 2 deadly earthquakes in Venezuela. Hi, still on this camera. There we are back over here. Canada is providing $5 million to support emergency relief efforts. Rescue teams and relief aid are pouring into Venezuela from more than 20 countries. This as the search continues for an estimated 50,000 listed as missing in the aftermath of 2 powerful earthquakes that struck just west of the capital of Caracas on Wednesday.
The earthquake lasted what felt like a really long time. It felt like about 30 seconds. The local people there were screaming for God to save us.
Okay, so the Venezuelan government says at least 235 people are confirmed to have been killed in the magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 quakes, two of them. But the U.S. Geological Survey predicts that number could rise to more than 10,000. Rising repair costs and catastrophic weather, along with wildfires, leading to an increase in insurance claims. As Keenan Sorokhan reports, it's draining SGI reserves and causing concern at the Crown.
It wasn't long ago that labor was the most expensive part of an auto insurance claim, but now it's the parts, and that's just one of many pressures depleting the provincial auto fund.
The cost per claim that is coming in, especially on the auto fund side, which has been significantly increasing.
Despite a nearly 4% rate hike at the start of the month and deductibles rising from $700 to $950 on January 1st, SGI simply isn't breaking even on its auto claims. That means the Crown is having to dip into its reserves.
We can't rectify the sustainability with rate alone. So internally, we're looking at a lot of alternatives to reduce expenses and to increase revenue.
The auto fund is designed to break even, but new car repairs are costing much more than what's being paid into the fund, which has seen nearly $300 million deducted in 2 years, from $925 million at the start of last fiscal year down to $634 million in March.
Working with body shops to use used parts versus new, and we have a new fraud software that's going to help us to, when we look at claims, and be able to flag when there's problems.
This year isn't shaping up to be much better. The hailstorm that hit Regina 2 weeks ago might be the most expensive weather event in the province's history, with 13,000 claims causing $100 million in losses, with more claims expected in the coming weeks.
It's likely to hit our reinsurance layer on this one. It was significant.
On the property side, wildfire and storm claims nearly quadrupled compared to last year, but SGI says it's not going anywhere.
There are other competitors that are removing themselves from the wildfire areas. They see it as great risk. We won't do that. We're here to support the people of Saskatchewan.
SGI says cash flow concerns are years away, but it needs to do everything it can to reverse these costly trends before it's too late. Keenan Sorokhan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
SGI says some photo speed enforcement cameras in the province may be temporarily inactive. This is not a license to speed, by the way. SGI says some equipment will be temporarily out of service at various locations as it switches vendors for its photo speed enforcement program. The previous vendor had provided, installed, and maintained the cameras, processed those fees as well since 2020. Until those cameras are back online, Saskatoon police say traffic officers will patrol areas when they can. Regina police saying that as well. Here's what some of you had to say.
I live right by here, so I drive this way, and knowing that they're inactive is like, oh, thank God.
I do agree with them in school zones. The highways, maybe not as much. I mean, you're doing a little bit over and you're paying how much?
The cameras are very beneficial. I don't think that it's a cash grab. It's for safety reasons.
SGI says the program normally uses 9 cameras. Some do rotate between locations on Circle Drive in Saskatoon and Ring Road in Regina, while others are in school zones, a couple locations on highways as well. A semi-driver who hit an overpass in Saskatoon earlier this year has now been fined. Jeremy Dodge, walk us back in time if you could.
I will do just that, Daryl. Thank you very much. It was March 5th of this year. A semi-trailer hauling an excavator traveling on Highway 11 at the south end of Saskatoon when it struck the Cloverleaf overpass for Highway 16. The impact sheared off the top of the excavator and caused significant damage to the overpass structure. In bylaw court this week, the driver of the semi pleaded guilty to damaging the infrastructure, was fined just over $11,000. The truck's owner, Regina-based Bowline Logistics, also facing a traffic bylaw charge. The company is expected to enter a plea on July 8th. The city of Saskatoon has submitted a claim against Bowline and the driver and are waiting to hear back on what it can recover in repair costs. As Saskatoon moves closer to a new transit bylaw designed to crack down on disruptive behavior and fare evasion, there are questions about enforcement.
We wonder how implementation challenges will be handled. For example, do you really expect to collect fines from the homeless?
The new bylaw would require riders to pay their fare and allow officers to remove people from transit property, issue bans and tickets for offenses like distracting a driver or putting shoes on seats. The Bus Riders of Saskatoon group questioned how the rules will actually be enforced, and councillors asked how fare inspectors would handle glitches with mobile tickets. The director of Transit Saskatoon says discretion would need to be used. If approved, the bylaw is expected to take effect in September. Daryl, a group warning that agribition could be facing some challenges at Real District.
Yeah, the Stock Growers Association sounding the alarm about further impacts to CWA in the wake of the portion of that sale of the district.
There's vacancies. We can find office space. Bigger picture, though, this is a challenge for agriculture in Regina. It's, you know, we lose our office, but agribition loses footprint and facilities. And that's a bigger concern for us, and it's a bigger concern for the ag industry.
Effective July 19th, the Stock Growers eviction notice says they are being ousted for required other uses and construction activities planned for the site.
We don't want to lose agribition. That's why it was a very, very clear point and clear term made in the initial non-binding term sheet. So incredibly important to the city, important to the province, and we know obviously we're working through this deal, which is an exciting deal, but there's lots of work to do.
Brant declined an interview request. In a statement, they say the future plans will be coordinated thoughtfully to minimize disruption and support CWA moving forward. The first phase of their takeover happens July 1st. The Hospitals of Regina Foundation investing $4 million to support pediatric research at the University of Saskatchewan's College of Medicine. The new clinical research program, Hospitals of Regina Foundation Pediatric Chair in the Origins of Health and Disease, is set to study the earliest origins of health and disease for children in the province. Last year, there were 16,000 pediatric visits to hospitals and healthcare centers in Regina. The foundation saying the investment aims to support the need for pediatric health care. It's game day in Riderville. The team will be without A.J. Roulette, their star running back, but we do know who will be in the lineup. That is Deshaun Mims, a former Regina Ram, son of a CFL receiver who played 2 games so far for the Riders. He is available. Former U of S Husky Daniel Weeb will make his regular season debut as a backup. Here's the quarterback on Mims.
He's explosive. He can really run. He's paying attention to every word in meetings. When you tell him to do something, he does it. And I think that he's the kind of guy that could come out and make some big catches tomorrow and maybe get in the end zone. You don't know, especially with the way we kind of do progressions and the way that we kind of formulate the game plans. He's a guy that could really take off tomorrow. You just never know. And so I'm excited for Deshaun.
Game time is 7 o'clock at Mosaic Stadium. Let's take a look outside. Janelle, so far so good.
So far, so good, and we're going to look pretty good for the rest of the morning. A little bit of rain coming this afternoon. We'll get more into that coming up. But first, let's take a look at our morning view, which is brought to you by Stars Lottery. Your ticket funds life-saving care across Saskatchewan. Sitting at currently 16 degrees here in Regina. A beautiful start to our Friday. Those winds a little strong at about 19 kilometers per hour. Over in Saskatoon, 16 degrees, 22 kilometer per hour wind speeds as well, and looking very bright and sunny outside. Now for our future cast, this is where we can see some of that rain that will be coming later this afternoon. This is about 4:30 here today when we will see those light showers moving through the province, but nothing super significant up until tomorrow. This is tomorrow around 9:45 in the morning when we will see more rain headed our way. Let's take a look now at our game day forecast. Kickoff 7 p.m. at Mosaic Stadium here in Regina, 23 degrees, seeing that sun out. So as we talked about earlier, you might want to layer up on some sunscreen. Halftime brings us to 22 degrees, end of game 21. Now for some currents throughout the province, Buffalo Narrows is at 16 degrees. Spiritwood and Stony Rapid both at 15. South End and Nipawin at 14 degrees. Kindersley 14 as well. Saskatoon and Wynyard at that 16 degree mark. Estevan 14 and Weyburn 15 degrees. Here's a look at some highs that we will be seeing today through the province. Battlefords, 25 degrees along with Prince Albert. Swift Current at 24 along with Yorkton. And Yorkton seeing that risk of thunderstorms a little bit later on today as well. Estevan and Weyburn 24 as well. Now for a 5-day forecast here in Regina, 25 degrees for our high today, reaching 17 tonight for the low. Seeing that rain earlier on tomorrow with 20 degrees for the high. That risk of thunderstorms extending into Monday as well. Sunday bringing us to 22, Monday 21. Over to Saskatoon, 26 today for the high, 16 tonight is the low. Starting tomorrow, seeing that risk of thunderstorms and of course that rain earlier in the morning, 21 for the high. Sunday bringing us to 19 and Monday 20 degrees with that low of 14. Seeing a little bit of a wet weekend and into next week as well. Tuesday 20 degrees and reaching that low of about 13. Time for today's rural forecast. Lloydminster at 24 degrees for their high. Meadow Lake reaching 26. Kindersley 25. Hudson Bay 23 and that risk of thunderstorms a little bit later on today. Leader and Maple Creek both at 26 degrees. Kenora 24 and Broadview 23. Now let's take a look at Theodore, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. Reaching that high of 24 degrees today, the risk of thunderstorms hitting a little later on this afternoon, and that wind at 10 to 30 kilometers per hour.
Mike Siona is out and about this morning at an exciting grand opening in Saskatoon. Mike.
Well, we're spending the morning down here at Best Buy inside Confederation Mall with the Ashish guy who's running the store here. And you walk in here, you can really sense a different layout. I mean, it says Best Buy, but it feels very different. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So it is a little smaller, intimate version of a big box store. So you get like everything here. So if a customer comes in, we provide all different kinds of products and services. Along with that, we also have trade-in options for customers. So like if someone wants to bring in their old tech, so they can get some value out of it.
Oh, that's really, really cool. I like that. Obviously, we're standing here in front of the gaming wall. And when it comes to video games, people want the latest games and they want them immediately. You guys have them here, and also an opportunity for people to order online but then pick up in store?
Yeah, so we have that option too. So it's just a very simple way in which a customer can order and also like pick up in the store. It's just a few click away. So you just go to bestbuy.ca, choose the product, select that you want to collect that in the store, and it's easy peasy. So just come in the store and pick up the product.
Perfect. It doesn't matter what gaming system you're playing. You guys have that, or for your PC or for your Apple. I'm sure you've got every kind of game imaginable. And I'm looking here at all these accessories at, well, a wide range of stuff.
Yeah, so we carry all the products what we carry like in online too, and it shows like what we have it in stock. So if someone goes into this, if someone is in the mall and say if they are looking for a headphones and they show we have it in the store, they just have to click that they are picking up in the store, come in the store, and it will be ready in a few minutes.
Incredible stuff. Really, really cool. Great to be here in Confederation Mall, the new Best Buy location. Oh, and by the way, the grand opening is today. You just got to wait for the mall to open.
They say age is just a number, right? Well, check this out. 3 Brazilian sisters with a combined age of 316 years old have scientists now asking, what's their secret? This trio of sisters was named the oldest living trio of siblings by Guinness World Records, of course, this month. And now a study from the University of Sao Paulo is looking to investigate the biological factors behind aging. Wow. Findings from the 3 sisters case could help scientists better understand why some people remain physically and cognitively resilient at exceptionally advanced ages. The sisters, we said 316, so 103, 104, and 109.
Holy man.
Wow. That's
you know,
a
it's
life.
not that hard, really. You just have to not drink alcohol, not drink pop, get 9 hours of sleep every night, and exercise 30 to 45 minutes 4 times a week. No problem.
Okay, well, that checklist seems very accomplishable.
Oh, and eat vegetables with every meal.
Right.
Yeah. No processed foods.
No processed foods.
Yeah. No sugar, no carbs. Easy.
Anything else, Dr. Jeremy, before we let you go?
That'll do. That's it. Simple.
Maybe getting healthy is part of your summer plans, and that's our question of the day. School's out for the summer, of course. We want to know what you're doing, what you're getting up to. So that's our question of the day. What do we got on the big board?
Yeah, we got some answers coming in so far. I'm very jealous of everybody who's going on these beautiful vacations. Gord says summer is as per usual, but a 3-week escape to the East Coast starts September 9th, so that's a fun one. Lori's got concerts on her list: Post Malone in July, Foo Fighters in September.
That's over at Mosaic Stadium, not far from here.
That's right.
Also going to Country Thunder, I saw there.
And Country Thunder, Shake the Lake even.
She's everywhere.
Kim, backyard pool time, 2 weddings, a glamping weekend, mostly just margaritas in the pool.
My wife's an ecologist, so this is when she does most of her works. And I don't like to work in minus 4,700, so I take my vacation time usually in the winter.
Yes. We actually do have an answer coming up that is exactly that. But first, Garth says pontooning, cruising, snoozing, and perusing on the lake all summer long.
Fair enough.
Here we go. And since both parents work, we get to spend lots of time with our 9-year-old granddaughter, so lots of pool time. And we're bringing her on her first plane ride to Vancouver in August. This is Debbie. Debbie, we hope you enjoy your trip.
Make sure you talk to the flight attendant, see the cockpit and all the
That's right.
The instruments and
Make
stuff
the most
like
of
that.
it.
Scan that QR code, share your answers. We're going to try our hand at a morning mystery in just 2 minutes.
It's so frustrating, so devastating.
86-year-old Judy Skeen of Sault Ste. Marie says last summer she was online when she noticed an interesting investment opportunity.
From that point on, the algorithm earns on your behalf.
I saw an ad on Facebook of Mark Carney telling me that if I invested $350 Canadian, it would be backed by the Bank of Canada.
Skeen made the initial investment and the next day got a call from someone claiming it had already tripled in value. Over the next few months, she invested everything she had, even taking out a mortgage on her condo.
So I agreed then to put a mortgage of almost $300,000 on my condominium.
She believed her investments had almost doubled, but in reality, she had been scammed out of $900,000.
All my money was gone.
Her condo fees were bouncing. Her insurance on her car and her condo was bouncing.
Friends like Pat Probert stepped in to help when Skeen said she was so distraught she felt like taking her life. He's also been trying to warn others about investment fraud.
If you know a senior that's alone, reach out to them. Make sure that somebody is on a bank account as an emergency contact.
You may see images or videos like these pop up on social media. Criminals want to make it look like Prime Minister Mark Carney wants you to invest in cryptocurrencies, but it's an AI-generated scam.
Because these scams are on every different type of platform.
An AI expert says companies that allow the posting of scam videos should be held accountable.
Let's remember, they're making money off of these scams. These ads are running on social media platforms. This is a revenue stream for these apps.
Skeen says clicking on that one ad changed her life forever.
Just be alert and be careful what you see on Facebook.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Time for your morning mystery. And Jeremy, Janelle's already said when she doesn't know which place this is, she's just going to draw me on an airplane.
Yes.
So let's get ready for some artistic
I can't wait.
flexibility. Clue number 1 of 3 is this. This city is located on the northeastern coast of Spain.
Better get drawn.
She's drawn. Its population is around 1.7 million people. And this city is home to the Basilica of the Sagrada Familia.
Oh,
that does
I literally finished a book last night that takes place here with that basilica. What the heck?
Spanish cities. Look at you.
I'm pretty sure.
Is that supposed to be a plane?
This is yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
I only know one Spanish city. So
I read The Origin of Origins by Dan Brown, and I finished it last night, and I'm pretty sure
Barcelona?
It takes place in Barcelona, yeah.
Okay, it is Barcelona. In fact, Janelle, can we talk about this for a second?
I don't know. This is good. Don't erase
Director
this.
Corey, can you put this back on camera? This is supposed to be me
I missed
on an
it.
airplane.
Sorry.
I'm going to set this on your desk.
That's
From me to you.
Are you sure that's not a submarine?
Might be
It's a plane. It's a
might be
very
a
good
yellow
plane.
submarine. Today's morning mystery is both Barcelona and whatever that is.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 16 degrees. Lunchtime bringing us to 23 and final bell 25. Over in Saskatoon, 16 by the time you get onto the bus. Lunchtime bringing us to 23 and 25 degrees by final bell. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $1.64.9. You can find it for the lowest at about $1.46.9. Taking a look over at Saskatoon, the common cost is $1.62.9 and the lowest you might find is $1.56.9. Now over to farm markets. The street price of canola is $695.75. That futures price is $740. Over to Amber Durham wheat, $285.20 per ton. Red Spring wheat, $277.29 per ton. The Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 70.40 cents U.S. After the break, how Europe is coping as extreme heat continues today. Stay with us.
Time to say welcome back to the show. It is 7:30 on your Friday. The man accused of firing a shotgun at 2 RCMP officers in Melville appeared in court yesterday. Marcus Dodge is his name. Got into a fight with neighbors on Sunday, which led to RCMP being called to the scene. Dodge then allegedly fired a shotgun at the Mounties, seriously injuring 2 officers. He was taken into custody early Monday morning and is now accused of attempted murder and aggravated assault, among other charges. He's appeared in court in Yorkton by video. His case has been adjourned to July 3rd. The missing man from Estevan has now been found dead. Estevan police say 28-year-old Jesse Cloutier's body was found in Pleasantdale neighborhood of King Street just a week after he was last seen. Cloutier was the subject of a missing persons investigation. Next of kin have been notified, and police say the investigation is ongoing, pending forensic processing of the scene and the completion of an autopsy. Paris is putting a ban on alcohol to deal with sweltering temperatures. Starting today into Sunday, there will be limits on buying alcohol and drinking in public. This, of course, coincides with the big game today, France taking on Norway at the World Cup. That ban is meant to ease pressure on hospitals during the heat wave. There have been at least 55 heat-related deaths in France, which saw record temperatures for June hit this week. And this is a heat map on your screen showing expected temperatures across Europe. For the first time ever, the UK has issued a red heat alert for 3 straight days. Germany, Italy, and Austria, along with Serbia, dealing with extreme heat. There have been a run on fans and air conditioners during this heat wave. Most of us own air conditioners, but in Europe, it's about 20% of people that do. A wildfire burning north of Whistler is one of dozens sparked across British Columbia in recent days. With wind and lightning in the forecast, officials are watching conditions very closely. Dimitra Maragos reports.
Helicopters hovering over Donna Williams' home on Sioux River Forest Service Road. She says it's just a kilometer away from the Cougar Mountain fire, 15 kilometers south of Pemberton.
I'm not terribly worried at this point, although the weather's changing a bit. There's a bit of wind coming through, which always makes it a bit more concerning when the wind blows it up.
We'll see potentially up to 90-kilometer-an-hour winds in pockets, depending on location.
The Cougar Mountain fire is just one of more than 50 that have popped up across the province in the last 7 days. Environment Canada says a new weather system brings new concerns.
There will be some organized rainfall, which will be good in a sense, but then again, that potential for lightning strikes is going to be prevalent quite a bit over the province in the next several days.
On Wednesday, we did see 3,714 lightning strikes across the province, but the majority of those, 2,924, were in the Prince George Fire Center.
Both the Cougar Mountain and Riley Creek fire just south of Lillooet appear to be caused by lightning.
In the case of lightning fires throughout the southern interior, on the coast, and in the north, we're going to be doing our level best to be able to respond very quickly.
With dozens of wildfires cropping up in a short period of time, the province says it's prepared.
We were fully resourced in all of our wildfire centers and all of our zones. 6 wildfire centers, over 30 zones. Our staff are ready to go and to respond.
Williams says when she moved to the area nearly 4 decades ago, she understood wildfire risk was part of her reality. And she remains grateful to those responding to the current blaze.
I just want to really thank the firefighters. I mean, they were up very early this morning and up late last night, bucketing on this fire, and we really, really appreciate that they're out there working so hard to keep everyone safe.
Demetri Marigo, CTV News, Vancouver.
The UN's International Maritime Organization has paused the planned evacuation of more than 11,000 sailors stranded in the Strait of Hormuz after a cargo ship was attacked.
If ships are moving as they should be moving, then that's what we're going to judge and that's what we're going to react to.
The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says if Iran interferes with shipping traffic, it would be a clear violation of the deal signed with the U.S. last week. The attack comes after the IRGC attempted warnings to cross the strait along the route designated by the UN would be unacceptable and dangerous, saying the vessels should coordinate with Iran. Ukraine launching one of its biggest drone attacks on Russia overnight, with Russian officials' defense saying they intercepted 660 Ukrainian drones in attacks on 12 regions of Russia and in Russian-held parts of Crimea as well. Meanwhile, Russia launched a series of drone strikes on several regions of Ukraine overnight. Ukrainian officials say 3 civilians were killed and 20 more were wounded in attacks across eastern Ukraine and Kyiv. Now, Ukraine's defense officials say they stopped 174 of Russian drones that were fired at Ukraine overnight. There's a brand new outdoor music festival happening in Saskatoon. Starts tonight. Jeff Rogstad standing by with what you need to know. JR, over to you.
Here comes summer, and it's coming with the Outskirts Music Festival, a brand new event here in Saskatoon. John Howden, the CEO of SaskTel Centre, is with us today, and things are taking shape, but it's new to Saskatoon. What is the Outskirts Festival?
One-day event packed with music. There's going to be food trucks, all sorts of things happening here on site. We've got 5 bands on the main stage, kicking off at 3:30 with Braden King, and then we've got Wide Mouth Mason, we've got Cooper Allen, we've got Third Eye Blind, and then Jelly Roll finishes the night starting at 10 p.m.
How do people get here?
So we've got 3 free shuttle stops downtown, and then 1 on the east side, 1 on the west side. And of course we have on-site parking, so that can be purchased in advance. If you don't have parking and you haven't paid for it, you can't park on site. So we really recommend people take those shuttles or get dropped off, that sort of thing.
And in terms of things you can bring, things you can't bring, what are some of the main things to remember?
Yeah, so if you're in a Tier 3 or Tier 4 section, you can bring a lawn chair. For everybody that's coming, we recommend bringing water, so you can bring a 1-liter soft-sided water bottle, and we'll have refill stations on site as well. And then other than that, yeah, come and enjoy the food and everything we've got to offer here. The SaskTel Centre will also be open, so if anybody's looking for some food and drinks and a little bit of a reprieve from the heat, they can go inside, and maybe they don't want to use a porta potty and they'd like to use a flush toilet. So all those amenities are available to everybody.
So how do people get those tickets?
They can go to ticketmaster.ca. They can go to the SaskTel Centre website and take the link from there. So yeah, please buy online at ticketmaster.ca.
That sounds good, John. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of fun coming up on Friday right here at SaskTel Centre. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Now, after 6 months after it came into effect, Australia will review its teen social media ban.
What we want to do is to make sure that the laws are as strong as possible and that they will withstand any legal challenges which are made.
New study found the ban, which is meant to keep kids 16 and under off social media, didn't work as well as hoped. 85% of Australians 12 to 15 still online. The Prime Minister of Australia says the government will stress test the law to see if they can crack down on teen social media use. Other news this morning, Canada officially cleared to take part in the Eurovision Song Contest after the CBC became a full member of the European Broadcasting Union. Full membership means Canada can now submit an entry into the famous music competition. However, the public broadcaster has not confirmed if it will. The first round of the NHL entry draft goes tonight.
It's pretty cool. Obviously, Toronto has such a big fan base and passionate fan base. So if I do get drafted there, I'd be pumped.
That is presumed number 1 overall pick Gavin McKenna. The Toronto Maple Leafs hold the top selection tonight. McKenna had 38 points in 24 conference games at Penn State last year. He was dominant with the Medicine Hat Tigers before that. Draft coverage begins at 5 p.m. Maybe you're a footy fan. You want to know what's happening in the World Cup today? Just a pair of games this afternoon. My Norwegians take on my wife's France squad, so it's going to be a fight in our house in Group I, while Senegal faces Iraq tonight. 2 games at 6 p.m. as the tournament surprise Cabo Verde faces Saudi Arabia as they look to advance to the knockouts, while Uruguay and Spain round out Group H. And to end the night at 9 o'clock, New Zealand faces Belgium and Egypt will play Iran, both finishing off Group G. You can stream those games or watch them live on the mighty TSN. Let's get our view over to the Weather Center. There's also a big football game happening tonight if you haven't heard.
That's right. Tonight at 7 p.m. kickoff at the Mosaic Stadium, and we'll see what is in store for us weather-wise this evening. But first, let's take a look at this current temperature here in Regina. Sitting at about 16 degrees. That wind still at 19 kilometers per hour, and cloud cover in the sky. We will see that lighten up a little bit as the morning continues. Over to Saskatoon, 16 degrees, seeing those 22 kilometer per hour winds moving through and a lot more sunshine. Now for our future cast, we can see some of that rain we've been talking about here this morning. Some light showers expected for later on this afternoon. This is today around 4:45 when we'll see that begin to fall. Now tomorrow morning is when we'll see the extent of the rain coming. We will take a look right now at those total rainfall amounts because they do fluctuate throughout the morning. Right now by around 9:30 tomorrow morning, the Battleford's at 3 millimeters. Swift Current sitting at 5. As the day goes on tomorrow around 3 p.m., the Battleford's up to 8. Swift Current to 9 and Saskatoon and Moose Jaw both at 3. Continuing to climb as we get into tomorrow evening, the Battleford's bumping up to about 11 millimeters. For current temperatures now throughout the province, Buffalo Narrows at 16 degrees, Spiritwood and Stony Rapids both at 15, South End and Nipawin 14 degrees. Swift Current 14 degrees as well, East End sitting at 12, Yorkton and Wynyard both at 16, Weyburn 15 and Estevan 14 degrees. Now for some highs that we can expect to see today, still seeing some of that rain, but sunshine along the way as well. The Battlefords will be reaching a high of 25 degrees along with Prince Albert. Swift Current at 24, Moose Jaw seeing 26, Yorkton and Estevan both at 24 as well. Now for a 7-day forecast here in Regina, this is what we can expect to see into the weekend and into next week as well. Today reaching that high of about 25 degrees and the low of 17 tonight. Starting to see that rain returning tomorrow and Sunday with the risk of thunderstorms. Saturday brings us to 20 degrees, Sunday 22, and that risk of thunderstorms carrying into Monday as well with 21. As we roll into Canada Day on Wednesday, we will be hitting about 24 degrees in Regina. Over to Saskatoon, 26 today for that high, 16 tonight for the low. Seeing those thunderstorms Saturday through Monday as well. Saturday, 21 degrees, Sunday bringing us to 19. And we'll get into Canada Day over on Wednesday, 23 for the high and 14 Wednesday night for the low.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday 4. We go to the LPGA opening round of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, and check out the shot by Amanda Doherty. Her tee shot from 17 doesn't get any better than that. A hole-in-one, a perfect shot for the ace. She would finish today at even par. More importantly, she earns your must-see moment from Thursday. And today we've got more from the FIFA World Cup. Norway takes on France, as well as Senegal taking on Iraq. It all starts at 2:45 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Well, with construction season underway, a new pool project, tax increases, plenty to talk about in the city of Weyburn as we welcome in the fabulous Mayor Jeff Richards this morning. Jeff, we could start at any one of those junctures, but we were going to start with that concert last night. You had Brett Kissel, Took, and the Johnner Boys. You, Drew, how many people were out there last night?
Yeah, no formal numbers yet, but anecdotally, we're hearing just shy of 5,000 people in the exhibition grounds last night. What an incredible evening. Yeah, fantastic.
The young fellows on to tee that thing up. It looked really exciting. It was a great way to bring your community together, which is important, right?
Yeah, it is important. The evening, and it's funny, just young people sitting with, people that are less young like me, and just all enjoying the music. Everybody knows just about every song that Took plays.
I like how you put that, less young. I'm going to start using that. Let's talk more formal stuff. Tax increase, a 6.1% mill rate increase. Nobody obviously likes taxes going up. How are you selling it to residents? How do you explain that?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, we all are struggling with it, and I sit with my colleagues around the SUMA table, and tax increases are just a way of life right now. And one of the things that we're struggling with is infrastructure. So I'll say this: when we were able to put, like this year, we'll put about $1.5 million of asphalt down. Then I think people say to me, or I know they say to me, "Okay, I get it. You get it. Thank you very much." Yeah. So we need to do that. We need to keep up with things, and we need to do investment, and that's what it takes.
And you've also got a new hospital and things like that too. So some of that money allocated there?
Well, the hospital, not so much. That goes through our Weyburn District Hospital Foundation, but we did have to rebuild the street out in front of the hospital last fall. As you can imagine, all that construction took its toll on the street. So we did rebuild that. And yeah, just lots of projects like that going on around town. Brand new theater opening up hopefully this winter across the street. And that all takes tax dollars too.
So you're asking for patience from residents, I'd imagine, as you work through these streets. Is there a priority right now as to where you begin?
Yeah, we've got a lot of the downtown torn up right now, you know, and when we're trying to be as strategic as we can. So if we're going to open a street up, let's get in there and let's have a look at the infrastructure that's in the ground as well. And let's have a look at anything like that. So we've had a good piece of the downtown core torn up here since about the oil show, which was the first week of June. So yeah, we're asking folks to be patient. And somebody say to me not long after the oil show, it's sure hard to get around downtown. I said, just wait, it's going to get a lot worse. And now it has. So I've made that promise come true.
Well, at least a promise made, promise delivered. Hey, if you tell somebody they need to cool down, you got a pool they can do it in.
Yeah. Well, we're working on that. That's a fantastic project for us. We've got just hired our prime contractor consultant, and we start public consultations again on what the final product's going to look like.
Expensive to vacation. Some people are trying to save some dollars. Why should they spend those dollars and come down to Weyburn?
Well, Weyburn Tourism just did a fantastic little social media piece called 4 Weekends in Weyburn now. One of them's out of the way. Last weekend we had the Sioux Line Cruisers car show. I've never seen so many Ferraris in Weyburn. There is a lot of Ferraris in this country, or in this province, and they are beautiful. And lots of classic cars. Anyways, and then lots going on. Next week is 4-H and Fair Days in Weyburn, starting with the Canada Day celebrations, then the Chamber Parade on Thursday and all that. But something else we should talk about is baseball, right? We are still home to the Weyburn Beavers, one of the longest baseball franchises in Saskatchewan, oldest, I should say. Currently sitting third place in the East Division of the WNBL.
Got to let you go, Jeff. Thank you so much for your time.
All good. Thanks, Daryl.
What's happening in our community. Moose Jaw's Western Development Museum is marking its 50th anniversary on June 26th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's free admission, but donations are welcome. A social dance is on June 26th, 7:30 to 11 p.m. at 2134 Winnipeg Street. Call 306-529-6381. The Esterhazy Community Market is June 26th from 8:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 701 Park Avenue in Esterhazy. Email Renee Anderson 76@gmail.com. And the Prairie Peony Society Show is June 27th, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the Regina Senior Citizen Center. Email the Prairie Peony Society at gmail.com. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click Community Calendar, or scan the QR code on your screen.
It's June 26th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy 50th anniversary to Rodney and Rhea. Best wishes from Doug and Lynn. Happy early 13th birthday to Cade. Your family loves you and hopes you have the best year. Happy birthday to Lillian. Lots of love from Lori and Eric. Congratulations to Jaylyn on her graduation. Love your parents. Happy birthday to Brendan. Your mom loves you and hopes you have a great day. Congratulations to Josh on his graduation. Love Mom, Aunt Patty, and the rest of the family. Congratulations to all of the graduates at Kenora Composite. Your teachers are so proud of you. And happy 93rd birthday to Tina, with love from your family.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca, or you can scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
It's Friday. Give something away.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer to giving away those Country Thunder passes. So you can still off-key for VIP, sing with the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app, and you can get a call just after 8 o'clock here this morning. Of course, tonight, too, in Saskatoon, you got the Jelly Roll Show. And this week, he actually hooked up someone who had been just coming to every one of his shows. He recognized her singing out front like 5-6 shows and said, "You are never buying another concert ticket. You are hooked up for life." So we want to hear from you today. You can text 54321. If one artist would give you concert tickets for life for all of their shows, who would it be? I'm going, honestly, Alan Jackson. He only has one show left, and it's tomorrow night, but tickets are like thousands upon thousands of dollars, and everyone in country music is there. So that's the one I would just go with. Just blow it all on one show.
That's a good one. If I was going to attend all the shows, for me, it would be Eric Church. I think he's worth every dollar I ever spent. But
Absolutely.
If I was thinking financially, I would say Taylor Swift, and then I would flip all those seats. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say you're going to sell that.
Then you're in the money.
There you go. A little profit coming in. Concert smarter, not harder.
It's our last day. We're out of time.
The final season of The Bear is now available on FX and Hulu. ABC Audio caught up with star Jeremy Allen White on how the final season takes place over the course of a single day.
I think it makes so much sense for everybody to throw themselves into this last service, to be existing with these characters in real time, and that just like it amps everything up.
Disney is the parent company of FX, Hulu, and ABC News.
It's really happening. Do you know what that means? I need a makeover.
Shrek's beloved sidekick is getting his own spin-off. Universal Pictures has confirmed that DreamWorks Animation will make a Shrek prequel film about Donkey's origin story. The film hits theaters in 2028.
Well, how's everybody doing today out in that hot, boiling sun?
Dolly Parton making a surprise public appearance Wednesday in Cornersville, Tennessee. The music icon was there for the grand opening of her new business venture called Dolly's Tennessee and Travel Shop. The roadside truck stop features gas, food, a laundromat, showers, and all sorts of Dolly swag. And happy birthday to Ariana Grande, who's 33 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Sidebar, it's a Friday, we got to lighten the mood. This gentleman has been receiving texts from his pregnant wife, and they're a little, let's say, dramatic. So he decided to put them to music.
I feel like death, I'm so tired and have a headache, and I think I'm hungry, but I can't eat. I'm dying, my mouth.
Oh no, keep it going.
All of these complaints are valid.
All of them. Every last one of them. But to put it to music is so funny. And she's taking it like a champ.
Yeah.
It's a good song, too.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, right?
It's a champ.
Wow.
Good stuff.
It sounds awful, though, the experience.
Don't know. I did great. It doesn't get much more Canadian than this. Take a look at this. This bear cub turned a Whistler ski lift into his own personal playground. Just monkeying around. There he is.
Fun. Bearing around.
Climbing the lift's ladder.
Oh, what a nice surprise.
Yep. That's probably going to have to take him down. Only in Whistler is what the caption read on the video when they posted it.
I hope he gets down okay. Does it show the end?
He can barely see the ground.
Okay.
Where's his mama?
Yeah.
Not positive. We're back after this. Stay with me. It's finally Friday. It's June 26th.
Oh, I don't think that it's a cash grab. It's for safety reasons.
SGI says some photo speed enforcement cameras in the province may be temporarily inactive.
Very proud of these guys. They work very hard for us. This is a national competition, so to be there representing North America with only 3 other teams is very big.
A Regina team heading to Sweden to compete against the world's top truck techs.
He's explosive. He can really run.
And it's game day in Riderville. What they're saying ahead of the Prairie Blizzard. You're supposed to wear white tonight. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. We hope your day is off to a great start.
I'm taking Mateo to his very first Rider game tonight. Very first one. Neither of us own a white jersey, so we'll be in obsidian green and regular green. But I said to him last night, I thought this was going to be a big surprise. So I said, Mateo, do you want to go to your first Rider game tomorrow?
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess I could go with you if you want. So you don't have to, tickets are not cheap. Like if you're not going to make it through, no, I could probably go.
If you've got no one else to go with.
I could probably keep you company.
So, I guess.
You see my 5-year-old, give him a high five. It's 8:01. Let's get to your forecast in a minute because we need to know what the conditions will be. But we're going to start in Venezuela, where the death toll is rising from back-to-back earthquakes, and experts warn it could go even higher. Crews are searching through the rubble for survivors as international aid begins to arrive. Here's Victor Oquendo.
This morning, a race against time in Venezuela as the death toll rises from those devastating back-to-back earthquakes. At least 235 people killed so far, another 4,300 injured, with hundreds still believed to be trapped. Emergency crews digging through mountains of concrete and twisted metal. Crowds cheering as people are freed from the rubble. 4-year-old Adrian carried to safety. This woman saying she held onto a door frame during the quake and watched her friend disappear. Family members calling out for missing loved ones. As many as 25,000 still unaccounted for, as experts warn the death toll could ultimately top 10,000. New aerial footage capturing the extent of the devastation. High-rises leveled. Blocks upon blocks reduced to debris. And we're getting new accounts of the initial moments of chaos when 2 earthquakes struck within just 39 seconds of each other Wednesday evening.
At the end of the road where I was, a building collapsed. Cracks were appearing in the front of the buildings. Everyone was terrified.
American Alex de Riviere was along the coast when the quakes hit.
It all started to really settle in when the buses started shaking. Immediately, people started screaming and panicking.
Now an international aid effort is mobilizing. The U.S. military and State Department sending support. And in Miami, volunteers with the Global Empowerment Mission are packing up relief supplies.
What are the things that are most in need right now?
Everything that's important. Food, medicines, their family that lose everything.
Relief flights will begin arriving this weekend, but with the country's main airport in Caracas so badly damaged, it is currently closed, and that is complicating relief efforts. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Doral, Florida.
Rising repair costs, catastrophic weather, and wildfires are leading to an increase in insurance claims, and it's draining SGI reserves, causing concern over at the Crown Corp. Last year, SGI says claims totaled $1.2 billion. SGI Canada, which is separate from the auto insurance, says last year the highest wildfire claims amount on record. Wildfire and storms claims increased $88 million compared to the year prior. And on the auto side, the cost to repair a vehicle continues to outpace insurance costs. The auto fund, which operates on a break-even basis, has lost nearly $300 million since the start of last year. Now, despite raising rates and deductibles, the province says the trend cannot continue.
We can't rectify the sustainability with rate alone. So I guess in a nutshell, it's very robust. It's not just about putting all the rate on the customer. It's about looking internally to reduce expenses and find alternate ways to find revenue.
SGI says working with body shops to reuse parts, new software to streamline operations, and reduce fraud claims are all on the table to help reverse that trend. SGI says some photo speed enforcement cameras in the province may be temporarily inactive as it switches vendors. Stacey Hine with your reaction.
These boxes are meant to house photo enforcement cameras, but after SGI's contractor ended its agreement early and removed its equipment, some of them may now be empty. SGI says equipment will be temporarily out of service at some points as it switches vendors for its photo speed enforcement program. The previous vendor, Vieira Mobility Systems, had provided, installed, and maintained the cameras and processed photo enforcement tickets since 2020. SGI says at the end of May, July, the vendor made a business decision to end its agreement early. CTV News has reached out to Viera Mobility Systems for comment, but did not hear back by broadcast. For some drivers, having cameras offline is a bit of a relief.
I live right by here, so I drive this way, and knowing that they're inactive is like, oh, thank God.
One driver says the fines are costly.
Anytime I get one of those tickets, I'm just thinking, like, how does a family that earns like even a little bit less, like, how are they making this work when they get one of these tickets?
Some drivers say the cameras can help keep the roads safe.
The cameras are very beneficial. I don't think that it's a cash grab. It's for safety reasons.
I do agree with them in school zones. The highways, maybe not as much. I mean, you're doing a little bit over and you're paying how much?
Until the cameras are back online, the Saskatoon Police Service says members of the traffic unit will be adding these areas to their enforcement rotation as time permits. But it notes, due to the high volume of priority areas that require enforcement, there will not necessarily be an increased focus on areas previously covered by a speed enforcement camera. The Regina Police Service told CTV News its work will continue as usual. When the program is fully operational, SGI says it issues an average of $1.3 million in speeding fines each month. But with some cameras out of service, it's unclear how enforcement has been affected. Stacey Heim, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Fabulous report from Stacey as always. Jeremy was speaking about vehicles. Some are hitting overpasses in your city, and now we've got another update.
Yeah, the semi-driver who hit a Saskatoon overpass back on March 5th. He was hauling an excavator traveling along Highway 11 at the south end of Saskatoon when it struck the Cloverleaf overpass for Highway 16. And that impact sheared off the top of the excavator and caused significant damage to the overpass structure. Now, in bylaw court this week, the driver of the semi pleaded guilty to damaging the infrastructure and was fined just over $11,000. The truck's owner, Regina-based Bowline Logistics, also facing a traffic bylaw charge. The company is expected to enter a plea on July 8th. The city of Saskatoon has submitted a claim against Bowline and the driver and are waiting to hear back on what it can recover in repair costs. As Saskatoon moves closer to a new transit bylaw designed to crack down on disruptive behavior and fare evasion, there are questions about enforcement. CTV's Laura Woodward has that story.
It is insanity.
Mary Fadoon regularly takes Saskatoon Transit. She says disruptive behavior, intoxicated passengers, and fare evasion have become all too common.
And it's embarrassing, as a city resident, to see and hear what people have to put up with, because there's nothing stopping them.
Saskatoon is working on creating a new transit bylaw. It would require riders to pay their fare and allow officers to remove people from transit property, issue temporary bans, and hand out $50 tickets for offenses such as distracting a driver or putting shoes on seats. The Bus Riders of Saskatoon Advocacy Group questioned how the rules will actually be enforced.
We wonder how implementation challenges will be handled. For example, do you really expect to collect fines from the homeless?
Councillor Jasmine Parker questioned how fare inspectors would handle glitches with mobile tickets, citing her own experiences with transfers failing to register properly.
Obviously, there's going to be discretion based in the system here to make sure that instances where people inadvertently can't have the ability to pay the fare and things like that aren't met with removal from service.
Molenbeek says Saskatoon Transit is working to provide receipts to passengers who use cash so they can prove they paid their fare.
We put money in the fare box. There's no receipt print. We're actively working on that.
In an effort to educate riders, Saskatoon plans to use this campaign from the Canadian Urban Transit Association. The ads encourage passengers to pay their fares, keep buses clean, and follow transit etiquette. If approved, the new transit bylaw is expected to come into effect in September. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
All right, Daryl, back to you. And a warning about some challenges that could be facing agribition.
Could become a real issue for the agriculture industry. Concerns over the future of it and some key buildings for the annual livestock show, part of that sale, potentially impacting the event's footprint. Donovan Mace explored what it means.
More than 2 decades worth of supplies at the Canadian Bison Association office is being loaded into boxes after having their lease terminated ahead of real sale to Brandt.
Getting evicted wasn't anywhere in my I just didn't imagine that for any reason at all.
The Saskatchewan Stock Growers Association is also among those having to leave the site where they've resided for 45 years.
Bigger picture though, this is a challenge for agriculture in Regina.
According to eviction letters from Regina Exhibition Association Limited, the two organizations are having their leases terminated for required other uses and construction activities. Some of the buildings involved are critical pieces to Canadian Western agribition.
There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of work and there's a lot of effort that's been put into having this premier showcase in Western Canada.
We're not interested in scaling back.
The annual livestock show brings in thousands from around the world, yet how the CWA looks moving forward is as uncertain as ever.
For 55 years, we've had the momentum continue to grow, and the building has continued to evolve and agribition has continued to evolve. And again, pending our risk being mitigated, Regina's home.
We're going to try and bring a stampede to Regina and help agribition do that.
For the second time this week, Brandt declining an interview request from CTV News regarding possible changes at the site and their impacts to agribition. In a statement, the company did say future plans will be coordinated thoughtfully to minimize disruption and support agribition moving forward. And while the city continues to work through final negotiations with Brandt, ensuring the sustainability of the large economic driver remains paramount.
We don't want to lose agribition. That's why it was a very, very clear point and clear term made in the initial non-binding term sheet. So incredibly important to the city, important to the province.
Despite any uncertainty, CWA remains committed to delivering another record-breaking show this November, just as it did in 2025, with KINDOP hoping for more concrete assurances for agribition's footprint for years to come. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
It's game day in Riderville, and the team will be without their star running back. A.J. Ouellette is going to be out this game. They will have Deshaun Mims, former Regina Ram and son of a CFL receiver. Played his first 2 games of the season. He's available. U of S Husky Daniel Weeb will also be in a backup role. Here's the quarterback on the rookie.
He's explosive. He can really run. He's paying attention to every word in meetings. When you tell him to do something, he does it. And I think that he's the kind of guy that could come out and make some big catches tomorrow and maybe get in the end zone. You don't know, especially with the way we kind of do progressions and the way that we kind of formulate the game plans. He's a guy that could really take off tomorrow. You just never know. And so I'm excited for Deshaun.
Game time 7 o'clock at Mosaic Stadium, which means that the sun is still going to be up on that one side of the stadium where a lot of people sit. They're going to need, 8 buckets of sunscreen, or are they going to be okay?
Well, better to be safe than sorry, but I think we should be all right. Our temperatures are looking beautiful. That sun will be up, but looking very, very desirable for a nice football game tonight. Let's take a look at our morning view brought to you by Stars Lottery. Your ticket funds life-saving care across Saskatchewan. Currently sitting at about 16 degrees here in Regina. Still seeing that cloud cover in the sky. They will be clearing up a little bit later on tonight. That wind at 20 kilometers per hour. Over in Saskatoon, still looking very sunny and bright at 18 for that current temperature and 20 kilometer per hour winds. Now let's take a look at our futurecast. We are expecting to see some rain a little bit later on here this afternoon. Some light showers though, nothing too heavy. This is today around 5:15. As we get into tomorrow is when we will still see the extent of that rain. We are expecting to see a little bit more than what we're seeing here today. But first, let's take a look at our game day forecast. Kickoff 7 o'clock at the Mosaic Stadium, 23 degrees. Halftime sitting at 22 and a little bit of sun in the sky. Still some cloud cover for protection, of course, and end of game bringing us to about 21 degrees. Current temperatures now, Buffalo Narrows and Stony Rapids both at 18 degrees. Spiritwood and Melfort at 17. Nipawin and Hudson Bay 16 degrees along with Kindersley and Swift Current. East End sitting at 13. Wynyard up to 18 along with Yorkton and Estevan 16 degrees. Now for some highs here today, still seeing a couple spots with that rain, but mainly sunny skies ahead of us here. Battleford's reaching 25 for the high. Swift Current sitting at 24. Moose Jaw, cloud cover in the sky and 26. Yorkton starting to see that risk of thunderstorms lightening up, but that rain still there with 24. Estevan 24 as well, and Weyburn sitting at 25. Now for a 5-day forecast here in Regina. Today reaching that high of 25 degrees, hitting the low of 17 tonight. Starting to see that rain returning tomorrow through Monday and into Tuesday as well. However, that risk of thunderstorms is lasting Saturday, Sunday and Monday. So we are expecting to see a little bit of a stormier weekend ahead of us. 20 degrees as our high on Saturday and Sunday bringing us to 22. Over to Saskatoon, 26 today for the high, 16 tonight as the low. Tomorrow, 21, seeing those thunderstorms rolling in, sticking around into Monday as well. Sunday reaching 19 degrees, Monday 20, and Tuesday still a little bit of rain, some light showers to end things off, and 20 degrees as the high.
Let's take you back to June 26, 1945, when Canada signed the United Nations Charter in San Francisco as a founding member of the organization. June 26, 1959, Canadian Prime Minister John Diefenbaker, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and Queen Elizabeth II officially opened the St. Lawrence Seaway. June 26, 1997, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was first published in the UK.
In case you missed it, an act of heroism. A very honorable and courageous cat stood its ground against a bear in a BC backyard. Check this out.
Oh, boy.
This has been seen thousands of times online. It's the town of Quesnel. Shows the bear wandering around before the cat comes darting out. Get out of my yard.
The leap over the fence.
Wow.
Bears are super impressive. A little timid, though, perhaps.
Bear's never seen a cat before. What the heck is this thing?
What a brave little kitty. Look at him go.
Why is its tail so puffy?
It's
Scaredy bear. Yikes. All right, let's get over to our question of the day. Tell us, what are people's summer plans?
Well, we still have some answers here. Since both parents work, we get to spend lots of time with our 9-year-old granddaughter. So lots of pool time, and we're bringing her on the first plane ride to Vancouver in August. This is coming in from Debbie. Kim, backyard pool time, 2 weddings, a glamping weekend, mostly just margaritas in the pool. Everybody enjoying this nice weather.
Do you have weddings on tap this summer? I don't think I have any.
I do have one.
You have one?
I have one.
You in it?
Nope. No. Not in it.
Jeremy, are you officiating any weddings this summer?
I have I don't think any weddings. No? I do have a memorial a little later on, which isn't as fun, but that's still important.
Good, yeah.
Well, all right. Garth, pontooning.
On that positive note, let's talk about pontooning.
Cruising, snoozing, and perusing on the lake all summer long. Garth, that sounds fantastic. Gord, summer is as per usual. A 3-week escape to the East Coast starts September 9th.
And Lori's just going to every possible live music event.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
No kidding.
So,
wow.
That's it for us for right now. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more Your Morning Saskatchewan in 2 minutes, 47 seconds, starting right now.
It's the latest trend for weight loss going viral on social media that fans are calling nature's Ozempic.
My timeline has been consumed with nature's Ozempic.
I've been seeing all these ingredients put to use into some sort of a gelatin cube kind of thing.
This right here is going to help you lose weight, support your digestions, is great for your skin.
So what's the secret ingredient? Gelatin. Yep, just like the primary ingredient in your kid's favorite dessert. And here's how it's supposed to work. You mix a spoonful of gelatin into warm water, drink it down 15 to 30 minutes before a meal. And then the gelatin thickens into a gel in your stomach, taking up space and signaling your brain that you're starting to get full. But does it really work?
Gelatin can fit into a healthy diet, but it certainly should not replace balanced meals. It shouldn't replace fiber, fruits, vegetables, and other protein sources that may actually help you feel full longer. It may be a quick fix, but it is not a magic bullet for weight loss.
As for that comparison to GLP-1s like Ozempic, experts say not so fast.
Gelatin is mostly a protein. It can help you feel fuller for a short period of time, whereas GLP-1s really work on a hormonal level. These are two entirely different things.
Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
All right, let's head out to our Mike Siona one last time this morning at the new Best Buy.
Well, one more time down here at Best Buy with Ashish Guy. And Ashish, it's the grand opening celebration here at the Confederation Mall location. Brand new, small store layout, same expertise, big deals, I'm assuming, all weekend long.
So we have a special sale for this grand opening. So if you come in for cell phones, we have some extra gift cards. We have some products lined up on sale. Along with that, we also have small appliances, as you see here. Coffee machines is one of the things that is a fast selling. So we sell like coffee machines, espresso, those kind of stuff. Along with that, we have like blenders. Sometimes customer doesn't realize that Best Buy carries small appliances, and we have a wide range of it in stock.
Yeah, it was interesting because I walked in here and turned to the right and I thought, well, where am I? But indeed, it's obviously been a little too long since I've come to visit you guys at Best Buy. That's my fault. And then obviously the Geek Squad, if you do buy something, maybe not a coffee maker, you probably figure that out on your own. But any of the other technology, you guys will, the Geek Squad will come in and set it up for you? Yeah,
so we have like Geek Squad. We do all the services in which that includes setup or installation. So we have all those services from Geek Squad, and we have this at this location.
Now, Ashish, obviously so important to be here now, not just in the big box store on 8th Street, but now Best Buy location to serve this side of the city.
Yeah, so we welcome our Saskatoon residents to come and check out the experience and meet our team here.
And I would think as people start to funnel into this store, you get an opportunity kind of for a little more one-on-one chat with an expert, being that it's a little bit of a smaller store.
Yeah, just being knowledgeable staff here, we give one-on-one service to customer, and it's mainly about convenience. So when a customer comes in, it's about like how convenient is their shopping. So they are just in and out, so they don't have to wait.
Perfect. Well, I'm sitting here. I might do a little shopping here. This one espresso machine looks absolutely incredible. Might need the Geek Squad to show me how to use that one, though, Ashish. It has been a tremendous morning down here. Grand opening at Best Buy, Confederation Mall.
Welcome back to your morning. It is 8:28. We begin with Canadians waiting hours, sometimes days, in emergency rooms. But a new report suggests the problem doesn't actually begin in the ER. Kathy Lee on what's really driving delays.
Long waits in Canada's emergency rooms have become an all too familiar experience, and Brenda Trottier knows that firsthand.
It was frustrating.
She says her daughter went to a Calgary emergency room with abdominal pain last month and did not leave until more than 10 hours later.
Why wasn't her pain addressed? Why did we wait so long?
A new report by the Canadian Institute for Health Information found 1 in 10 patients spent more than 14 hours in the ER in 2024-2025. For those needing to be admitted, 1 in 10 spent more than 2 days in the ER waiting for a bed. This doctor says it's a long-standing issue that keeps getting worse.
We've been calling a state of emergency and state of crisis.
The report suggests the root of the problem often lies far beyond the emergency department. Shortages of hospital beds, long-term care spaces, and community supports are creating a bottleneck through the healthcare system.
Our government has been neglecting on some of the capacity and workforce building.
The consequences of overcrowded emergency departments have at times been tragic. In Alberta, 44-year-old Prashant Srikumar died in an Edmonton ER. And in Ontario, 16-year-old Finlay Vanderwerken died in an Oakville ER. Both waited 8 hours to see a doctor. The Alberta government says population growth, rising demand, and increasing patient complexity are contributing to longer waits.
I think the feds have to get involved now and actually start to say, hey, we need to look at this in a national solution.
Trottier is thankful her daughter's condition wasn't more serious and understands medical staff are under strain, but says enough is enough.
It is broken.
And the government needs to make changes. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
High water levels expected on the North Saskatchewan River this weekend has the Prince Albert Fire Department advising you to be cautious. Jasmine Peltier reports.
Little Red River Park will be closed temporarily starting Friday due to high water levels in the North Saskatchewan River.
We know that will backflow into the park, and there are some low-lying areas that we are concerned that would be potential or at risk of flooding.
The Highway 55 entrance to the Cosmo Lodge and Naughty Pine Bistro will be closed during this time. The Water Security Agency says significant rainfall in Alberta the last week means above normal flows are moving downstream and will cause the North Saskatchewan River to rise by nearly 2 meters at North Battleford on Friday and Prince Albert on Saturday.
We are the default responders to the river, and that's why we want to stress, like, at this point in time, if something was to happen and someone was to go in the river, it puts everybody at risk. It not only puts the person that needs rescuing, but it would put the staff at risk as well.
Flows are expected to increase from about 450 cubic meters per second to 1,500 cubic meters per second.
When we're talking, 2 meter increase in river height, and we are talking about the speed of the river tripling potentially, our advice, the advice from the City of Prince Albert and the Prince Albert Fire Department, are to stay clear.
The high flows will proceed downstream into the Saskatchewan River, causing it to rise about 2 meters as well. Expected rainfall this weekend could also contribute to high flow rates. For the time being, people are advised to be careful and stay away from the waterways.
We'll assess the situation throughout the weekend and see what happens on Monday.
The city says it will announce the reopening of Little Red River Park sometime next week. Jasmine Peltier, CTV News, Prince Albert.
The World Cup is not the only prestigious global competition this summer. A team of technicians from Regina are heading to Sweden to show off their service skills in the trucking industry. Erica Matarash reports.
For service technicians, diagnosing a problem isn't just about tools, it's about precision under pressure. That pressure is exactly what teams face in the Volvo International Service Training Awards, a global competition that tests the best of the best.
I would say it's pretty stressful. I mean, the semifinals, everything was timed. Like I say, it was pretty new information to us. And making one mistake can make a big difference.
The Regina team, known as Adaptive Crews from Sterling Truck and Trailer Sales, earned their spot in the World Championship after a strong performance in the semifinals. Competing against top technicians, they face tight time limits and high-stakes scenarios.
You need to manage your time properly. Try not to panic. Look at the answers, take some time and make sure we're going in the right direction. Because if you go in the wrong direction and you panic, the time goes quickly.
The competition demands more than technical knowledge, it tests mental discipline as well. From troubleshooting advanced systems to working efficiently under pressure, every second counts.
Very proud of these guys. They work very hard for us. This is a national competition, so to be there representing North America with only 3 other teams is very big.
As they get ready to compete, the goal is simple: stay sharp, stay focused, and work together. Adaptive Crews will represent Canada against top teams from around the globe on September 7th. Erica Matarash, CTV News, Regina.
Apple has hiked up the price for an iPad and MacBook. Memory chips are getting more expensive as the AI industry builds up parts needed for consumer devices. Apple says it is trying to shield its customers from rising costs, but it can't keep it up anymore. Apple's lowest priced laptop is the MacBook Neo. It has gone up by about $150. King Charles has revealed he won't move into Buckingham Palace once the massive renovations are complete next year. After years of renos worth about $700 million Canadian, King Charles and Queen Camilla will stay at Clarence House, where they've lived since 2005. The palace will continue to be used by the monarchy for official duties and major royal events. Shania Twain has dropped her new single, which features another country legend.
I'm the next 10 years
Tucker. She drives me to sing in the bar.
Little Miss Twain has Shania teaming up with Tanya Tucker. Shania calls the song a tribute to her mother and all the women she believed in her and who believed in her, inspired her along the way. It's the title track to her new album, which comes out July 24th. Now to the song stylings of, I'm just kidding, Janelle Lippi. In a Rider jersey, it's Rider game day. What do we expect at the stadium?
That's right. Well, we are expecting to see that sunshine coming out. Beautiful temperatures ahead of us as well. But let's take a look right now at this current temperature we're seeing here in Regina. Sitting at about 16 degrees, that wind at 20 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon now, 18 degrees, seeing a lot more sunshine with 20 kilometer per hour winds. Now let's take a look at our futurecast. This is where we are seeing some of that rain we're expecting a little bit later on this evening, around 5:30 tonight. Some light showers moving through the province. Tomorrow is when we'll see the extent of that heavier rain. This is 10:30 tomorrow morning. So we will be experiencing that precipitation once again here this weekend. But for tonight, things are clearing up. Let's take a look now at our game day forecast. Kickoff 7 p.m. at Mosaic Stadium, 23 degrees. Halftime bringing us to 22. End of game, 21 degrees. Now for some current temperatures, Buffalo Narrows and Stony Rapids both at 18. Spiritwood, Melfort both at 17. Nipwood and Hudson Bay 16 degrees. The Battleford 16 as well. East End sitting at 13. Yorkton and Wynyard both at 18 and Estevan 16 degrees. Now for some highs today, seeing that sun across the boards, but still those little spots of rain that we'll be seeing later on this afternoon. The Battlefords at 25 for their high, 24 in Swift Current, 24 in Yorkton as well. Expecting to see that precipitation today. Weyburn at 25 and Estevan 24. Now for our 5-day forecast right here in Regina, reaching that high of about 25 degrees, 17 tonight for the low. Over the weekend, expecting that rain to be coming. Saturday through Monday, that risk of thunderstorms also rolling through. Saturday bringing us to about 20 degrees, Sunday 22, Monday 21. Over in Saskatoon, 26 today for the high, 16 tonight as that low. Tomorrow 21, again seeing those thunderstorms. Sunday 19, so a little bit of a rainier weekend. As we get into next week as well, we'll see that precipitation sticking around. Monday, 20 degrees for our high, and Tuesday, 20 as well.
Like the pebbles in your hand, initials in the sand. Yeah, summer isn't over. My friends are in love with American girls. I see these ladies all over the world. My friends are in love with American girls.
Chef Jody Robson is joining me this morning to talk all things canola oil. Good morning, Jody.
Good morning.
So canola oil is very commonly used in the kitchen, but what makes it stand out compared to other oils?
Well, canola oil, at least I find, is incredibly versatile. It's very affordable. It has no flavor really of its own, like a very mild flavor profile, so you can do anything to it to really incorporate a variety of flavors from sweet to savory. It is also one of my favorite oils in the kitchen because you can use it for baking and frying. It has a very high smoke point.
All right, so a great tool to be using then. And the one we're talking about here today with this wonderful food that you made is Canadian. It's very local. Yes. Talk to me about the importance of that.
So I'm all about supporting local. In fact, I forage most of my food either at a farmer's market or we go pick it and process it ourselves. So with Canadian-based foods, it's very important for me because a lot of it has Indigenous ties. It's been used historically for sustenance for us. So canola oil, because it's Canadian-based, is one of my favorite oils to work with. In fact, the word canola comes from can for Canada and ola for oil, so Canadian oil.
Incredible. All right, so I'm really excited to talk about this now.
Oh, of course.
Share with me some of your favorite summer recipes.
Okay, so Once again, canola oil has a very high smoke point, so it's perfect for the grill, it's perfect for deep frying. Today I made pork apricot skewers, and now apricots are in season, so it's perfect time to make this recipe. But if you're going to make it outside of the apricot season, you can also use apples in place of that. I've also made a salad, and again, we're focusing on Canadian grown ingredients. So I got some beautiful cranberries and some golden raisins, and I made an oil, a vinaigrette, out of canola oil, Dijon mustard, vinegar, and a little salt and pepper. And then you just shake it up and put it on, and it's perfect.
Oh, it smells delicious. I think that was one of the first things I said when you walked in. It is incredible. You've done a great job here. When somebody, sorry, go ahead.
We can't forget the cake, because of course I'm a baker, and we also made a lemon poppy seed cake, which is a huge shout out to my Ukrainian family out in Ituna.
Amazing. All right, so for those who are watching who are very interested in getting their hands on some of these recipes or maybe a little bit more information, where can they go for that?
They can find all these recipes at hellocanola.ca.
All right, Jody. Well, thank you so very much for your time here this morning. Once again, that is hellocanola.ca. You can go for all of your recipe needs and get a little bit more info on canola oil.
Well, Canada may be one of the host countries, but fans of Les Rouges won't see the team play at home for the rest of the World Cup, leaving many fans asking, did Canadian officials miss an opportunity to capitalize on the tournament? And as CTV's Yasmin Gandam reports, even BC's premier is disappointed.
Hoo-ha, Canada! Hoo-ha, Canada!
The energy electric in Vancouver leading up to Canada's game at BC Place on Wednesday. Despite losing to the Swiss, the team has advanced to knockout round for the first time in World Cup history. But now the journey shifts away from home soil and down to California.
The U.S. plays all of their games in the U.S. They don't have to leave the U.S. at any point in time. So, not the best.
This is a great atmosphere down in Vancouver, and when it's your own team playing, it's even better. But, and I don't really like that it's in L.A.
Fans disappointed by the decision. Had Canada come away with a win or draw in their final group stage match, the team would have played at BC Place in Vancouver instead.
It doesn't make sense that the group winner from our group was going to play in Vancouver, and in Toronto they're going to have another game. It would have been easy for them to schedule the second place from our group to go back to Toronto.
TSN analyst Christian Jack also expressed his frustrations on the One Soccer show for the win.
You're either a co-host or you're not.
He says FIFA could have easily avoided this situation.
If you are a co-host and you are having two games in the last 32, it could have easily been organised where Canada may have had to go to Toronto if it wasn't Vancouver.
When Premier David Eby was asked about the decision at an unrelated press conference Wednesday, he echoed the frustration from fans.
There was just no way to predict which direction Canada would be going in terms of the groups, who would be coming out of the other groups, and so that is all determined well in advance. There was a window that we were enabled that Canada could have stayed here had the game turned out the way that we wished yesterday.
Still, tickets for the match in Los Angeles sold out in less than half an hour. If Canada defeats South Africa, it will advance to the round of 16 game in Houston on July 4th. Yasmin Gandam, CTV News, Vancouver.
Hey, Chase from Pure Country Mornings back again to count down this week's top 5. Now, she just entered the countdown last week at number 3, already falling a couple spots. So number 5 is Megan Maroney and Beautiful Things.
Hard on beautiful things.
Riley Green also falling a couple spots from 4 to number 2 this week with Change My Mind.
So change my mind.
Kane Brown moving up 5 last week, number 3 this week with Woman.
I got a woman right here in my hands.
And after a month plus as your top song, Ella Langley is out with Be Her. Be Her is now your runner-up song at number 2 this week.
I just wanna be her. I just wanna be.
So who beat Ella Langley out for top spot? Well, it was Ella Langley. Yes, one song for another Ella Langley, this time with Morgan Wallen. I Can't Love You Anymore is this week's top song.
I can't love you anymore.
Thanks for counting down this week's top 5 with us. Catch these and the rest of your favorites with Pure Country 92.7. You can find us streaming with the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm Maria Saru in Charlottetown, tonight on CTV National News. The smallest gender pay gap in Canada, but not for everyone.
That's very concerning.
Which group is facing the deepest divide and what could help close it? Tonight on CTV National News and ctvnews.ca.
Sparks are flying ahead of what could be the wedding of the decade. While Taylor and Travis are remaining mum on any and all potential wedding details, including location or date, so is an event company that has filed a permit to close the street outside New York's Madison Square Garden around the weekend of July 4th for an event for up to 1,000 people, many thinking that could be the venue for the big day.
When I walk in the room, I can still make the whole place shimmer.
So if it is at the Garden, how could it be transformed from a space known for events like basketball games and concerts to instead shimmer for a wedding?
It's Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Anything is possible. We're imagining plenty of yards and yards and yards of draping. Additionally, of course, florals will be involved. So knowing that these enhancements of decor, florals, raw builds, all of this will be happening within that space. It's going to be transformed entirely.
It wouldn't be the first wedding at the Garden. In 1974, rock star Sly Stewart from Sly and the Family Stone wed model and actress Kathy Silva on stage in front of 23,000 people. The wedding, an opening act of sorts ahead of his band's concert that night. One thing is for sure, the couple knows how to put on a show. Kelce on the field, Swift performing for 10 million people during her Eras tour. Going into detail on her Disney Plus docuseries, The End of an Era.
I know that when I say to them, I want to perform Florida with Florence, and I really want to do it with full production. I know that it's some kind of creative brainstorming sessions, but I know it's doable because all the dancers, the choreographers, the production designers, the crew, the entire band, every person we have is the best one doing it in the entire industry.
Mary Bruce, ABC News.
Well, you really can't hurry love. And that is especially true when it comes to popping the question. Here's the latest from Danny New. Which is the better way to propose to your sweetheart? During a 10-day trip to Italy? Or, as one man recently decided, right after the 10-hour flight home?
We've provoked a lot of discourse around what a proposal should look like.
Over the past few weeks, Sydney and Joe have picked up millions of views online after Joe felt proposing during their vacation abroad would be too obvious. Instead, he opted for when Sydney would be exhausted, in sweatpants, and without any makeup on.
I wanted it to be very surprising, which it's hard to really surprise her.
I'm a detective.
One commenter on TikTok writing, "I can't believe this is real," and another guessing he forgot the ring at home. But no, Joe had a whole plan. They went to Italy for a wedding, and he even deliberately bought Sydney a new pair of shoes there to make her think the proposal was coming.
I put the shoes on her, and she thought a ring would pop out, and we just went to dinner.
Joe, that is maniacal.
I wanted her to be surprised.
Meanwhile, their two best friends, Haley and Jonathan, were in their apartment back in New York, setting up candles, sunflowers, balloons, and most importantly, the Ring camera.
We did some practice runs, seeing how it would look from every angle. So I got on one knee and Haley pretended to react.
So when they finally made it home, Sydney's parents and friends were watching live from afar as she romantically exclaimed,
"After a fight? What's wrong with you?"
However, then they shared an intimate moment in their home, which, despite what many online are assuming,
I thought everyone would think it was as cute as I thought it was. It was in our home. He'd clearly been thinking about it for a long time. He didn't care that I looked like this. It was perfect. It was totally us.
They already set a date for next year. Also, many commenters online have started photoshopping the picture of Joe's proposal to instead be in front of some of the most beautiful backdrops in the Amalfi Coast of Italy. So they have both picture options now. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Hey, teach their own.
That's right.
Their own
Everybody's
experience.
got something.
Brilliant.
Their own experience.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Let's go to our sidebar for this Friday. Sometimes when things aren't working out, you just need to take matters into your own hands like this. And Randy Savage off the top rope with the elbow.
Yes.
We had a pinata.
Didn't work.
We had a pinata
That's
for Mateo's birthday party, and it was difficult to get that thing open. They used to be like paper mache, and now we open this thing up, and it's all cardboard and Gorilla tape. No wonder these kids aren't busting these things open.
Yeah, that's just poorly made.
Look at that aggression.
Yeah, new technique.
Here she comes. Here she comes.
Awesome.
Boom!
Airborne.
She landed on it, too.
Unbelievable. Great form.
Excellent form. Commitment to the bit, too.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, my turn. In Vancouver right now, juggling has become a community event.
Why wouldn't it be?
The energy, the environment, the atmosphere, it's magical. It's amazing.
Walk along Granville Street during the World Cup, and chances are you'll come across groups of soccer fans kicking the ball around. The goal is to keep it in the air. Some of the jugglers are friendly, some only just met. Some are highly skilled, others are still learning the ropes. Their one common thread is the sense of community.
You can see this before any WHL hockey game. Every player on the team. They call it sewer ball.
Sewer ball.
Sewer ball. That's what they call it.
Nice. I like this.
Yeah.
Brings people together.
Sweet game, stinky name. What do you got for us, JD?
All right. So it doesn't get much more Canadian than this, right? Bear cub climbing on a ski lift. This is at Whistler. Turned it into his personal playground. This was spot on the lift's. Apparently, mama keeping a close watch nearby. So
as I always say, I don't think the Rangers gonna like this. Not one bit. Boy, oh boy.
I still love this.
Okay, so this kid might have the perfect name. Take a look.
They named this little guy Messi, so that's why he has the Argentinian jersey on right now.
I said kid. You thought I meant child. I meant a goat.
I did.
As Argentina makes Kansas City their base camp for the World Cup, a local goat has been named Messi after Lionel Messi. Of course, many people think Messi is the greatest of all time, the GOAT, so you can kind of sort out the math from there.
Jeremy, what do you think of his jersey?
I think it's good. Messi's great.
What about on the
Does
goat,
the goat love
specifically?
It? Jury's out.
There it is. That's what she was looking for.
I hate to leave you hanging.
All right, we'll see you tonight at the Rough Rider game. Hopefully the rain stays away. And here's a look at some of the hardworking folk and Director Corey who make this show possible.